I created an app called Whatever to fix my relationship, because there has been many times that we just didn't know what to do. During a week we had a lot of ideas on what activities we could do, what movies we could watch, but when the weekend comes, maybe our mood changes, maybe we are tired after a week, finally we just didn't know what to do. Therefore, I created an app that hopefully will fix that. So let me showcase what this app do real quick. And here we have the app, you can delete that. How it works, that you have, for example, you have pre-made lists. For example, ideas for movies you can watch together. Let's add this to a home screen. It takes a second. Here you add lists of ideas, for example, date ideas, for example, activities with your friends, movies to watch, restaurant to visit. You can click on this. You can add your own ideas, movies, etc. You add title, you add a description, which is you try to convince other people to pick this, an image, and an optional link to like reservation or Google Maps link or Instagram Reels link. When it is time to visit, when there is time to decide what we want to do, what we want to watch, we start the session. You can also do that from the home screen. Going solo, usually you should share this list. Since this is just a test, I'm continuing alone. There's like a tip out on what to do, then show me that again. And here you can, Tinder style, swipe on what do you want to do. For example, here what movies I want to watch. Let's watch Sinners, and it will show up as a match because I'm swiping alone. But if there was multiple people swiping, then it will only show match when all of the people swiped right on this particular movie in this example. Don't show me that again. Substance no. And in the top right you can see how many matches do you have, because most of the time there will be more than one match. Parasite no, Novocaine sounds good. I want that, no, oh yes. And let's swipe left on everything else. And here you have 5 matches. Of course, if you're gonna swipe with your friends or your partner, it will show your matches which you both swiped right. And here you can pick one winner or just finish sessions, which means that you see all of the options and you're decided that, oh yeah, we want to do that. But if you don't know what to do, you can pick with stars. So for example, you rate each activity on how much you want to watch that, and it will just pick on which match has the most stars. Let's go back, and you can spin roulette, which just picks for you. Let's spin the roulette. It should have sound effects, not sure why. And there we go, we are watching Sinners today. Let's go back home. All of the other people will also see that winner is chosen. You have a lot of states for this card in the home screen. That, you know, you're waiting for swipes from other people. You're waiting for other people to also input the stars. You need to input your stars. You have matches, but no the deciding factor yet. So you have a lot of options. Let's click again to reset. It will show that again, winners, Sinners won. Here you have the settings. You can of course add your own custom lists. You can share the list also here. If you receive the code, you can input the code, the list ID here, and then you'll join the list. And I think that is most of it. You can add many lists. As you can see, this app has in-app purchases, which is my first app that have subscriptions, so maybe I will make a little bit money from it, but we can talk about this later. So if you want to try it yourself, the link for the iOS app will be in the description. The Android version is in closed testing, so it should be available around mid-May. I will update the links once it is published. Now let's move to development, how I actually build this. So come sit with me for a second, because this will get a little bit more personal. Maybe sometimes I'll look on my notes, but because there's a lot of notes. So this app took way longer than I expected. That's why I didn't post. I just wanted to focus on finishing this app. To be honest, I thought it will took sooner. So I might, I'm just gonna finish it and soon I will record the video. And then I came across more problems and more stuff that I needed to add, because this project was way above my skill level. Just for comparison, my previous app, the Freelance, was local only, no login, no cloud database, no payments, no API routes. This app, whatever, has all of that. And because it was so hard for me, I used a lot of AI to finish it. Because, like I said, I thought I was near the end, so I might as well to, add finishing touches. But it ended up not being finishing touches. So the code is fucking mess. In case you're wondering what was my tech stack, it was React Native with Expo, obviously, Clerk for authentication, Supabase for database, cloud database, RevenueCat for payments, Sentry for error logs and feedback form, EAS for build and hosting the API routes. And after finally I finished it, I moved it to production, I sent it to App Store to review, and it got rejected 4 times, which is not that bad, but let me get into it. First one was for not being able to report user-generated content and some App Store setup. Fair. I thought that because you share a list with your friends and your partners, none of this content is public to the other app users, so there's no really need for having a content report system, especially that you can delete the other people lists, not lists, but you can delete cards and edit them. But rules are rules, so I implemented that. Second rejection was because I didn't set up correctly App Store privacy policy metadata. Again, fair, sounds good. Third one was because tester already had a subscription for this app in his Apple account. So when he came to pay for this app to test how the subscription works, the app recognized that he already had subscription on his Apple account that he wanted to pay from, granted him the Pro access. The tester assumed this is an error because he or she didn't see the payment model and therefore rejected the app. So I explained that this is expected behavior, provided new clean Apple Sandbox account, changed nothing absolutely with the app or the App Store settings, and sent it back. And the final rejection, the fourth one. This one pissed me off slightly. The app was rejected because free trial in the paywall was more visible, more highlighted than the price for the subscription. You might think, okay, that sounds fair, that sounds like a normal rejection. And you're right. The problem is that it was like this from the beginning. It was like this from day one since I sent it to Apple. They couldn't tell me that in the past 3 reviews. In case you don't know, if you submit app to review or resubmit the app from rejection, it takes a few days for testers to get back into it. This is why this is so frustrating, because it took me 30 minutes to correct this, including debugging from updating new versions, and resubmit this to Apple. And this problem could have been fixed on the first, second or third review, and it could save me like a few days. Ultimately, my app was in review for 16 days. To be honest, I don't know why I didn't send it to close testing on Google in the meantime. I should have. I don't know now. I thought that first I published on Apple, then once I don't know. I should have done so. And back to the code, because I was so frustrated with the code in this app. When app was in the review, I created like a simple to-do app with Clerk and Supabase, so I can better understand everything and write better code in the future. Maybe I'll post it soon as a tutorial, because I kind of structure it as a tutorial, but I don't know if it makes sense to post this, but why not? So last chapter, which is next steps. So what are my next steps for this app and other apps? First of all, I wanted to write some marketing for this app by posting on Instagram and TikTok, but I learned that I need to warm up my accounts so I don't get shadow banned, so I need to spend another week on that. And to be honest, from all of this waiting, I completely lost all momentum, and I lost hope that there will be any money from this app, to be honest. But we will see. Hopefully I have idea for another app. It will be from a template that I received when I bought course for React Native, so it will take way less time to ship, hopefully. And weirdly, I think that with proper marketing, this next app will make more money than whatever, because I know there's demand for this kind of apps, and whatever is kind of a project for me. I did like some bare minimum research with AI, but you cannot really call it a market research. But I think that I see that there's a demand for this app that I want to create. There are other apps similar to this, and they're making a ton of money. So maybe with proper marketing, I can also like grab a little bit of that money. But we'll see.